Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm really sorry about the lighting out here. It is a little rainy. I want to take a moment out, first of all, to apologize for really not getting my Right to Work videos online this week. Last Sunday, I threw my back out, and I was a little immobile for a couple of days, and then I kind of ended up catching a bit of an allergy, head coldish type of thing. So I was kind of, out of commission, but that's not the big story. Listen to this, what happened. I own a salon down in the historical district, and they have these 2-hour parking signs that are there. That I've been there for 3 years, and I've never had an issue with any of my clients parking in front of my salon. There's this guy on the police force, the Lake City Police Department in Lake City, Florida. There's a guy. His name's, I believe, Gonzalez. I call him Dorito Burrito just to be evil, because he's probably one of the most unethical people you'll ever come across as far as a city official or somebody that is an officer, a judge. He's even had to go from, like, the sheriff's department over to the police department. They don't move complete departments without a reason. So what happened was I got out of my car, my client and I, it was 9 o'clock in the morning, and he pulls up behind me, and he and I know each other. He knows my lifestyle. He knows that I'm gay. He's made a couple of comments in the past about it, real under-his-breath comments when he's been in situations or when he's been around me in the past. He gets out, and he marks my tire with chalk. There are 7 other cars in the area. He doesn't mark any of them. He only marks mine and my client's. Well, he didn't explain to us even what that was, and quite frankly, I didn't even know what it was. I had zero idea, because in 3 years we'd never experienced it. So once I realized what had happened, I called down to the police department, and I told the sergeant on duty. His name's Von Hoosterflout, or some crazy odd name that you can't pronounce, and or that's hard to pronounce. And you know who you are. What does he do? He literally tells me to, suck an egg. If you don't like it, too bad. We now have, verbatim came out of his mouth, we now have a new traffic Nazi downtown that will be taking care of any parking violations. He said that. I was like, where, am I in the freaking Twilight Zone? Really? Did you actually just say that? So, I tried to explain to him exactly what had happened. I even videotaped that he didn't mark any of the other cars. Well, he didn't even want to come in and take a look at the video, because he knew I was right. And I'm sure that I'm not the first person who's complained about this officer. Long story longer. I sat there and told Burrito Man, I'm like, come wash this off my car. I didn't vandalize your car. And he's like, I don't think that's going to happen. And I'm like, and so did the sergeant. The sergeant, when I spoke to him, I speak with a very boisterous voice. I mean, I speak for a living. That's what I do. And he's like, you're not going to yell at me. And he hung up in my face. And I'm like, oh, my God, you're a sergeant in the police department, and you don't know how to deal. Even if he thought that I was yelling, you don't understand conflict resolution? Wow, man, you really, really should not have that position. So, Mr. Crooked Cop, and, I don't know what his problem is. I don't know if he really wants a date with me. You know how kids beat up on each other when they're little because they like them? I mean, I don't know if he wants to go out. I mean, listen, Gordito Burrito, just ask. You never know. I might. I'm a chubby chaser, so you never know. But don't mark my clients' cars. Don't be a crooked cop. Just don't be one of those guys, Don't we have enough of those in Lake City, Florida? I mean, everybody that lives here, we all automatically think that we're living in the same town that they filmed The Deliverance, I think, I mean, that's what I feel like whenever you even see a cop, whenever you even see one. It's not about feeling safe and protected. You automatically, in this town, you feel threatened. What are they going to come up with to say you've done something? I mean, this is the type of police department that we have. And this goes back to days of Tom Tramble. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous, which he was sheriff, but still. So, long story longer, after I call the actual sergeant on duty, he hangs up on me. He has complete disregard for the unethical behavior of this officer. And the reason that I say that it's unethical was because he didn't mark anybody else's tire. He was trying to make an example out of me and my salon. There's not another business in my block that even would require a person to stay for 2 hours. So naturally, nobody's ever had to enforce it. But the moment that he saw me and my client, Bingo, he pulls over. Didn't mark any other cars, and bolts. Now, what we've done is we recorded the conversation with the sergeant. We actually have some videotape of the Gordito Burrito marking the car and marking my client's car and not marking anybody else's. I'm trying to splice it all together so that it's very informative, and yes, you can actually see what, Gordito Burrito, how unethical he really was and how unethical he really is. And listen, guys, if you're down in the historical district downtown, be very, 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 very careful. I don't care what you're doing, where you're going. Make positive that if you see what the sergeant called the traffic Nazi, sorry for the abrupt cut in the video. When I get a phone call, it always cuts through the video because I use my little Google G1 thing to do all these videos. So, okay, listen, I'm hoping the lighting is better. I'm hoping that you're able to hear this well. I also want you to please be careful, guys. Really, really be careful. It's obviously a very crooked situation. I'm not one of those guys that whines and pouts. Listen, if it's something that's deserved, if it's something that everybody is going to have to abide by, then, hey, I'm on it. I get it. I totally get it. But you're not going to make an example out of me. I'm not going to be the Kevin Smith of my area in my block. I'm not going to be the guy that you're going to pick on. I will not be held hostage by the Lake City Police Department just because you think you wear a badge and a gun. I assure you and reassure you, Pop ain't scared of you. So you're not going to hold me hostage. You're not going to hold my clients hostage. And, yeah, I guess what we'll do is every time we see Gordito Burrito down in the area, I'm going to pop on my camera. And we're going to see if he is actually focused and on target with not being a crooked cop any longer. I think that after this video, after a few more videos, he may actually start to think, hey, you know what? I'm actually a person that other people look to for help and support. He might actually know that he's got a job that is supposed to be focused and on target with, serving and protecting. I don't know where you learned the ethics that you display, but it really is a poor display for others who may look up to you. Others are going to look up to you to see how to act. If they want to be a police, even a little kid, they're going to watch you. They're going to see how you act. You need to really do a quick self-inventory and see exactly, is your ethical behavior up to par? Are you focused and on target with being a police officer? You've already been transferred from one department to another, from the sheriff to the police department. They don't do that because you're doing a good job. Most of the time, they promote you. Yeah. So that alone should tell you exactly how Gordito Burrito acts. That being said, I love you, miss you, kiss you. We'll actually see you probably a little bit later on this week. Okay, bye.